Easy to get into builder mechanics, cute and lovable giant creature, mistakes that could devastate your settlement. Hello, this is Frags and I played a bit of the Wandering Village and wanted to share my thoughts on this early access game. But before that, just a reminder, the game is being actively developed and might have major updates or big changes down the road. These are just my thoughts about the current state of the game. So what is the Wandering Village? It's like when you tear open the innards of a city builder and ram it up a slow-moving giant dragon thingy. I mean, okay, it's not as nasty as that, but you know, kinda. It's like a builder plus digital pet game plus survival game. I know that sounds like a jumble of words, but it really is, seriously. At its core, it's a game that's trying to represent a symbiosis between two species, your 2D, tribes or villages, and the Onbu, a giant creature you build your little village on. It's a pretty neat idea. I've never seen anything like this anywhere else. The Wandering Village is a sort of like a survival settlement builder where in one part you grow your village, adding in more villagers to expand and try to become self-sustaining, while also building up an industry that only functions to pamper this cute big monster thing. Who's the good boy? The Onbu goes on this never-ending journey across the world. So as you take on nomads and refugees on its back, you take care of the beast, nursing it to health and making sure it's got adequate food and rest. Go as far as you can is the only thing the game tells you to do. Okay, great, so much for direction. The Wandering Village is a game with 3 layers of gameplay. The settlement builder portion, the taking care of Mr. Giant Creature here, and the world map, which will have a major impact on your game. The settlement building portion of the game is pretty rudimentary, I would say, but I suppose it's okay for a game with this many layers of gameplay. It's got a lot of unique buildings that are key to the gameplay in this game. Stuff you wouldn't have seen in other settlement builders. Really creative stuff, I must say. Stuff like air wells to collect water from the humid air, or a food trebuchet. Yes, you heard me right. A trebuchet that shoots food. For Onbu, of course. I like that buildings such as farms are also somewhat modular. That means you can increase the size of your plot to plant more crops when you need to without, building another farm. Other than the population detail screen, there is no info overlay. I definitely hope that the developers put in some sort of graphical or visual overlay that enables you to see how things are going in your city or village. That could be rather handy. One thing that annoyed me though was that there were times when my villagers did not harvest and cut down the trees I just told them to do. So you need to use the prioritize tool to make sure you get them to do what you want them to do, because villager AI can't be depended upon to take care of things for themselves. Oh look, we're out of wood and we can't build these structures. Let's just wait around and not deal with that building that needs to be constructed. Also, if you've turned all them woods into wood planks for building more advanced structures, you'll have to turn off the carpenter buildings so that wood doesn't go straight to them. Tiny things like this just make it even more frustrating. So there's a lot of micromanaging your buildings, turning them off and on when needed. Okay, hold it. If you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button and just poke that subscribe button a little. Once will do. I delve into strategy games like Total War and sometimes get into RPGs. I also talk about the latest gaming industry news that really matters. So go on, give this humble little channel a sub. It helps us out a lot. Thank you so much, and now back to the video. So you've built a farm and have enough food for your villagers. Great, but don't rest on your laurels, because once the Onbu crosses into a desert biome, your farms are screwed. Say goodbye to a bountiful harvest and hello starvation. This is exactly what happened to me as I failed to switch to a different crop and my villagers slowly succumbed to starvation. I just watched my entire village perish, one villager at a time. Apparently starvation is a serious matter and you shouldn't ignore it. Point taken, game. This is the biggest challenge in the Wandering Village. Build a thriving village that has enough resources to survive, grow, and take on the challenges of the different biomes. By the way, speaking of growth, your villages in the Wandering Village don't, how should I put this, procreate? So how do you grow your village? You'll need to pick new villages up from the world. You know, many of them nomads are like hitchhikers, you know, they're waiting for the next Onbu ride. Also, a quick thing about research, the game gives you a suggestion of 2 new tech to research. Every time you've researched something. But ignore that. Open the text tree and pick what's more suitable for your situation. Especially once you've had a couple of runs, you know what you want to research first. So yeah, I found the suggestions to be not as optimal. The Wandering Village is set in a post-apocalyptic world where poisonous gas has made life on the surface almost impossible. That's why your people are on the back of the Onbu. So while my Onbu goes on a gentle walk along this desolate world, I send out explorers to check out points of interest. I get resources and even new villages from abandoned villages. I enjoy the beautiful art and soothing music, while I choose to ignore the village where some major crisis has broken out and people are dying of hunger. Just another day in the Wandering Village. The world is random and has 4 different biomes as of right now: the jungles, mountains, deserts, and the ocean. The devs will be adding a 5th biome later down the road. I heard it's going to be ruins, and I guess that's going to be a lot of scavenging to be done and with probably a bigger payoff. Remember, I said this can be a rather challenging game. The world's not all just sunshine and butterflies, you know. There are poisonous clouds or gas at certain points that would harm Onbu and your villages. This is where you'll need to research those new buildings that will help you take care of Onbu and heal your villages. There are also events that move on the world, stuff like sandstorms, thunderstorms, and poisonous spore patches can cause plenty of damage. You can instruct Onbu to run to avoid these things. Now, speaking of Onbu, he's the main star of the show. Wait, is it a he or a she? Anyways, you depend on Onbu not just to take you along this journey, but also for the well-being of your village. Even collecting its poop. Yes, you use its poop to make your farms better and also clean out the poisonous gas from your village. There are even ways to make Onbu poop more. Yes, you can make him have diarrhea or something, or take some laxative. I'll let you guys discover that yourself. I think the idea of your village riding a giant creature is brilliant. What I absolutely love about it is how you could essentially choose to be helpful to your Onbu, especially build this symbiotic relationship. You help feed and heal the Onbu. It lets you develop your village on its back. Or, you know, you could be a parasite, something that sucks the life out of the host creature for only its own advantage. I'd like to see the devs really push these 2 opposite angles by giving more essentially evil options and make this gameplay style as viable as being good to your Onbu. Touching on the digital pet game feel of this part, I hope they really expand on the Onbu interaction part. Maybe you could give it a collective back rub, you know. The Wandering Village is a cool concept. I like what it's trying to do, but the settlement builder portion could use some improvements that don't make it feel like a chore. I think this ultimately holds it back. Sure, there are tough survival city builders out there, but they never make managing what you've built a chore. Chores aren't fun. Making tough decisions and seeing them pay off later is where the fun is. I think the Wandering Village does have this, the tough decisions part. I just feel like it needs further refinement. However, as I mentioned, this is of course an early access game. It's also on PC Game Pass. You'll get it if you're a subscriber of PC Game Pass. The devs have got some of the things that I mentioned in their early access roadmap, which includes things like improved villager AI and possibly new Onbu interactions, which these are the things that I'd love to see the developers really improve and add into the game. I think this is still a rather promising game that could become somewhat of an indie darling, you know. If the developers can refine those rough edges, we could have a truly unique gem here. For now, I'm just going to collect more Onbu poop as my village and Onbu hurtles its way towards certain death. This is Frag signing off. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.